Sure. Good morning, everyone. We're about to get started. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate this amazing milestone with us today. The Kettle Motel has long been a motel of concern for the city and residents. And because she is here, I want to acknowledge Sergeant, right? No, Detective Scaglione. So she and I, for me, and I know this has been on the city's radar, but for me, the introduction to the Kettle Motel began on a ride along with her on Beach Boulevard when we were talking about other buildings that unfortunately had the similar fact pattern to the Kettle Motel, which was in its heyday probably a great place for families to stop on their way to Disneyland and other attractions, but unfortunately throughout time became victim to nefarious uses, particularly at this location, drugs. And so she said, we had a wonderful conversation that lasted a couple of hours, and during that conversation she said, beach is certainly a place that we need to concentrate, but if you really want to make a difference, we need you to do something about the Kettle Motel. So thank you for that. Secondly, then, the Housing Authority has been the source for the purchase of many of these motels, but they can be expensive. So when it came to the opportunity to buy the Kettle Motel, we certainly looked for all of the resources, but then stepped in somebody else who I think deserves a lot of credit for what will happen today, and that's our city manager, Jim Vanderpool. Jim said, the city will help you. We will find the general funds to make sure that we can transform this site into something that is deserving for the residents of this community. And so here we are today. And before I turn it over to the man who's been the champion since the day he walked in the door and was elected, I do want to acknowledge our other elected officials that are here with us today, Councilwoman Moz, and then many of our housing commissioners are here with us. If you would raise your hand. Our Housing Commission supports all of the work of the Housing Authority as an advisory board. We go to them first to test things out and let us know where maybe we got it wrong and make the adjustments before we go to City Council to make sure that we get that 7-0 vote. So with all that being said, I want to turn it over to Councilman Leon. He represents this district and he's got some words for us. Come on over.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. I know, yeah. Good morning. I'm going to bring some coffee to the next one. Good morning. Today, we're not just tearing down, we're making a better way for District 2. Understandably, Beach Boulevard has gotten all the love recently when it comes to motel demos, but now it's our turn here in District 2. And I do want to give a shout out to former council member Diaz, who, when we were having this conversation about whether we were going to be able to buy this motel or not, mentioned that the blueprint from Beach Boulevard can be implemented in other parts of the city, and that's really what we've done here today. So I appreciate all of my colleagues who helped move this forward on the city council. We're starting a transformation in this part of District 2. We don't know exactly what's coming just yet, but whatever it is, it's going to make this neighborhood better. For too long, and particularly in its final days, the Kettle was a place of life-destroying drug use, the tragedy of prostitution, and the nuisance of theft and other crimes. And as Grace mentioned, I also saw it firsthand, thanks to Detective Heather Scaglione, a tireless advocate for West Anaheim. Give her another round of applause, please. Detective, I think very similar. I'm seeing a pattern here on these ride-alongs of highlighting the Kettle Motel, but it really helps, and it shows the challenge that was presented to us by this motel. And of course, a shout out to City Manager Jim Vanderpool, Assistant City Manager Greg Garcia, who I think this is a representation of the teamwork here in the city of Anaheim. Everybody collaborating, whether it's police, it's the city manager's office, the housing community development team. everybody working together in collaboration to make positive changes in our community. And so because of all of that work, all of that effort, it inspired us to really take action, to build on the great work of our police department. And it wasn't just a problem inside of these walls. It was around this community, this neighborhood. Target saw shoplifting and other theft. The apartment communities right next door, they continue to see open drug sales and use right next door. Just a few blocks from here, we saw all of these problems and impacts spill over to Chaparral Park, where there was a huge issue just a few months ago. But again, thanks to the collaboration of our city teams, we've been able to help address that. Today, all of the issues that we've been seeing here changes. This demo is a big step forward because we're not just clearing a motel, we're clearing a path to a safer area for our neighbors and our businesses. And this is our commitment to West Anaheim and District 2. And we are creating an Anaheim that we can all be proud of. So again, I want to thank our housing and community development team for all of the work and their efforts in making this happen. I'm not sure, but I think, Grace, you might be the top motel buyer in Anaheim for 5 years running. So if there's an award out there or a Guinness Book of World Records, I think Grace and her team might be on there. But in all seriousness, we really appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of the work that you all do day in and day out, all of the work that we don't see every day, that you all continue to do for our residents here in District 2 in West Anaheim. So I want to thank you all for this investment in District 2, for bettering lives here in our neighborhood, and we're looking forward to a brighter future. So thank you all again, and I think the crews, if we're ready to go, I think we're ready to go, right? Yeah? All right. Let's do this. Thank you.